Well, it's funny because, like, Kevin and I were talking about, 'cause we did the hypnosis with Vinnie Shawman on his course, and there's always a couple of Muay Thai guys there, or a couple of grapplers or trainers, and there was a guy there. I forgot it. Phil. Oh shit! I don't want to say his name because I know I've got it wrong. But he was 2 times Muay Thai world champion. Just no, nothing in a million years tells you that guy knows how to break your legs in one kick. Just nothing, And you get this, you go around gyms, you go around any of these places like that. There's always, he was telling me about a farmer that you have at your club.
Pete
the farmer. He still comes up a couple of times a week and does a few rounds to keep himself in it. If you're a kid in a paper shop, you're not going to know that guy will pull you to the ground and choke you out in 5 seconds.
He's a bad man, Pete. He's 65.
Yeah.
I put him up against most people. Yeah, he's not a guy to mess with. And when you touch him, you feel him. It feels like oak.
Yeah.
He's like an old tree. When you touch him, he's like steel. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
No, my podcast is open for swearing. I don't care. I obviously grew up in the country because I live in Wiltshire. And over the years, I've come across a few old boy farmers who are like years past their retirement, still trying to do a bit of work. They shake your hand or pat you on the back. You're like, fuck. Like, you think twice about, suddenly I remember all my manners from being a kid, and it's, yes, sir, yeah, how can I help, sir? And suddenly all that respect is like, yeah. These, like you say, they're oak. They are solid.
Yeah. All day. I love Pete. What a guy. He's such a great guy. And he has inspired me, Pete. He really has. His story, his background, everything, the things he's been through in his life. And he inspires me that he's that age and he's there and he's still putting the work in with the young guys. And I watched him mess up a couple of 18-year-old lads.
I can believe it.
Doubt. Yeah. He's inspirational, that guy.
Because, people, and this is where you were just saying, like, don't be fooled by bravado, because skill set, when you're at a certain level, is just, I was watching, one of the, Kevin sent me some catch wrestling videos to watch. When I was watching one, is it Billy Moore? Who was the guy who always had the suit and the trilby on?
Billy Robinson.
Billy, yeah. And he's kind of like considered the guy that held it together, and he had the wooden shed and all of that. And there's this clip where he's helping a young lad understand the move, and he's still got his suit on. He's still wearing his strawberry. He's about 80 years old, and he puts this guy in a submission hold and said, "That's how you do it." As if he's just rolled, he's just like, fuck. He could have just been popping a tea bag into a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I was just like, his agility, that whole presence, that whole state of mind he had at that age. And like I said, I mean, it's old school anyway, so, being sat there in your Sunday best, it's not unusual. But to be able to get down at his age, wrestle like that, and do that on somebody who's basically 16, 17, and it's nothing to do with strength, physical condition, it's just his experience and skill set. It's so, I realise I'm starting to waffle a little bit here, but it's, like those Japanese films of the 80s or the 90s where the master can do the most craziest thing. It's like that in real life.
It is. And that's the dream. That's the dream. I want to be able to do this at an old age and put the work in, and I want to be able to still go with these young lads. And it gets harder every day, don't get me wrong, it's not easy with these young guys, fit, strong young lads. I'm not old by any stretch yet, but even 43 now, it's I want to be doing it at 83 if I'm still around.